temple. Tears rinse my feet. I walk out, I'm able to carry your peace. It reminds me of a song that I heard long ago. Maybe I've always known that you were right there. A simple melody playing over and over in my dreams. But somehow out of reach, eluding me until I release. You come close to me when I release, and I let you take the lead when I release. My heart starts to see when I release. When I release, you said, come to my garden, eat from my tree.
Yo, what's up, people? We are live. We're getting into it right away just because it's late already. And yeah, it's a lot going on, of course, as always. And you're here with us. If you're watching right now, make sure you hit that like button and share this video. Let's get into it. You're watching Young Lion TV.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and start fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding. Young lion.
That's right, Young Lion TV. And we're live like we always do every Tuesday night, 8 p.m.-ish Eastern time. Appreciate you guys.
It's like 8:40.
I know. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Listen, if you like these type of conversations, if you're new here, this is a channel where we talk about life. We talk about us being men that have seen a lot of things, been a lot of places, and learned a lot of things along the way, whether it's politics or culture or just marriage, relationships, things that we've seen and we've grown on, and spells that have been broken over us. We talk about all that stuff over here just to show those type of conversations. So if that's something you want to get behind, make sure you like the video and share this video as well, because you know we need the algorithm to be in favor of what we're doing, because it doesn't like what we talk about. So other than that, if you want to support, you can go to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/YoungLionTV, and sign up to become a member over there. Also, you can go to our website, Jatan.com, where we have merch and we have music available. You can see the website right here, and then you can see some of our new merch. We have a new song out right there, In Your Eyes, and that's some of the merch that we put together, T-shirts and stuff, and all that good stuff. You can go over there and you can get some of the merch. Like I have this Grateful shirt right here. But yeah, let's get into it. So I got with me this evening, I got my brother.
Newly minted.
No, we're starting with you.
Yeah,
We're starting with you. Oh, you've been minted a long time. He is the most confusing man in the podcast world. He looks black. He eats Indian. He is with the Spanish last name.
Yeah. I have a little bit of that in there too.
Yeah.
I'm the gumbo of blacks.
The gumbo of blacks. Because he's from the islands. He is Mr. James Garcia. Yeah.
I'll take it.
And then, of course, I had to give him a shout out as the coolest Asian in the world when we talked about it. He proved it. He proved it. Just had his wedding. It was a great time. And I know he's feeling very grateful, like his hat says.
Yes.
And yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit. But he is the coolest Asian in the world. He is Mr. Simone Chang.
Good evening. Good evening.
And of course, holding down the production side of things.
You're next.
No, mom, let me do this.
But you always
No,
introduce
no,
yourself.
let me do this.
So bossy.
You know?
Bossy.
She's like, how can I find a nice man? Stop trying to be the boss all the time. How about that? Like, let me do my thing.
Introduce yourself before me.
Let me do
you need to
my
call
thing.
Jessica.
I could.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
She's about to leave.
What is the line in Grateful? It says, "You said let me. You said let me lead you." Exactly. You gotta let somebody lead sometimes.
And there you
Look,
go.
that is
you
the
should know that with salsa.
But this is the problem. Please put it back on me, Mom. This is the problem. And Jake was even complaining about this at the wedding because when you dance with my mom, she does not let you lead. She wants to lead.
But Simone wanted me to leave.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
because
talking about.
I don't know how to do
I'm
salsa.
talking about-
She was
yeah.
leading me. So I have a funny story about that. Jess actually, Jess she salsa dance. She all that Latin stuff. She
Yeah.
said the guy that she learned from said that you would be a better dancer if you let the man lead. And she did not understand that until she learned how to follow.
Listen, and that we can equate that to life and love and marriage. The dance of life, the dance of marriage. It would go so much better if you would learn to let the man lead. Okay, but you got to have a man that knows how to dance now.
Right.
You got to have a man. Stop
I
trying
don't
to
know
dance.
how to, I don't know how to salsa.
Right.
Like I danced with mom, but she had me looking alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good.
But anyway, the best producer in the world. We love her, even though she tries to control the podcast. She is our mother, Miss Angelique Lopez.
And she's so sweet.
She's so
Thank
sweet.
you. Thank you.
And you were looking beautiful at the wedding too,
Yes.
Mom, by the way.
Looking in
You're
shape.
Yes.
looking beautiful. Showing
I
them
know-
young girls up.
I know other people thought you were beautiful.
Yeah.
What was
I know
that?
a lot of people thought you were beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Particularly.
Particularly.
Beautiful.
I mean, I like to hear that because sometimes I don't think I am.
No, stop
Oh,
it.
stop
it.
Listen, when you get my age, you don't think you're beautiful.
Well, you need to stop that.
Right.
And of course, I'm here. I am the navigator of the podcast waters. I am, of course, every light-skinned guy with a beard that you've ever seen on TV or in your family, or a white guy with a beard. Jamie Evans in the building. Was getting called Conor McGregor all wedding.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Matches the description of
Shaniqua
every.
said Angie was on.
Yeah.
Fire.
Angie was on
Fire emojis,
She's
3
so
of them.
Cute.
And I
she,
got
does. She says you're a great dancer.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to the people watching, man. Jeff is watching.
Jeff.
Hey,
Jeff is our guy, Papa Jeff, man. He was at the wedding.
Hey, Jeff.
I got to meet Denver.
Oh,
Denver's watching
Uncle
right
Denny.
now. Uncle Denny, oh man, such a great guy.
Yeah,
It was
it's
so
awesome.
great to meet him. I see Shaniqua, of course, is watching. Lisi watching. Make sure you guys share the video, hit the like button, please. Thank you guys for watching. But yeah, man. So congratulations is in order.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, even though even though
You spilled the beans.
I mean,
spilled the beans
at that
at
point,
the
what they gonna do?
No, they ain't gonna do
What they
that.
gonna do at that point?
I said that to Jess. I was like, JB just spilled the beans on your whole entire family.
But the thing is, what they gonna do at that point? They're at the wedding, so there's nothing to complain about.
Take their plate and go.
Great speech, by the way. I knew you were gonna tell that KFC story.
I had to because what I wanted to show was like, first of all, that our friendship started with you wanting to take care of somebody that you didn't even know. You know what I mean?
By stealing from KFC.
But even if but I've known you for so long, like it could have been food on your own plate and you would give it up. You know what I mean? Like it's always how you've
would.
been.
He was
So
the Robin Hood of KFC.
like it wasn't, and I forgot to mention how when you looked out the drive-through window, your hat was to the side and you had 2 hoop earrings in your ears because that was going to add to how cool you were as an Asian.
Don't thank God you didn't tell me that. I'd have been like, stay right here. I'm going to get some props. I'll be right back.
James would have had like 2 giant hoop earrings. So we had. Let me show some pictures real
Yeah,
quick
man.
from
Congratulations,
from
man.
the wedding. This is like the perfect one right here. Pull this up, Mom, please. Yeah, this is like the perfect
yeah, I
one. This
love
was
that one.
this was from when y'all were. They were Grateful was playing right after the ceremony. The bubbles were blowing, and you had to do that dip.
And listen, he messed up that dip on Friday
On the
night.
rehearsal,
He
yeah.
messed it up about 3 times.
Yeah.
So I know he practiced that dip when he got back home. He's like, I'm gonna get this
We
dip
did.
right.
We did not practice the dip until we took our we did the first look before we met you guys to take pictures.
Okay.
We did it one maybe 2 times.
I know somebody took a picture of the dip. I'm gonna
Well, you
find it.
nailed it. It was good.
Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, I see it.
Yeah,
There we go.
There it is.
There it is. The dip. He got it
he got it.
with the bubbles.
Yeah.
Man,
Very nice.
it was so good to like see all the family involved and come together.
Yeah,
like
man.
Lacey being in it, man. It felt good to see
She was
her.
beautiful.
Caleb doing the bubbles,
Yeah.
man. He did such a
Caleb
good
did a great job.
Noah with your nephew. Like it was just great to see all the family, man.
Yeah.
And a beautiful day too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice day.
Perfect day. I just felt like it all aligned
Yeah, it was so
perfectly. The day before was cold as heck.
Yeah.
We decided to do the rehearsal dinner outside, and everybody was freezing.
Yeah.
You know, so I was a little worried. I'm like, especially the next morning, the rain actually woke me up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was
Yeah.
like, babe, do you hear this?
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be a beautiful day.
And it
So
was perfect in the boat.
Yeah.
It was just not cold. It was just
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
Yeah. This I love this picture of us
Yeah.
praying over you guys.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
James, Jake, John,
Yeah.
everybody there.
Led by, and I like that your Jake did that. The pastor.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
He initiated.
Shout out to Jake, man. He did a great job.
He did
Great
a
job.
great
Great
job.
job, yeah.
Like he was getting so emotional.
Yeah, because he seen Jess, you know,
Yeah.
struggling dating.
That was funny because that was a theme throughout the wedding. Everyone kept saying like, "We've been praying for this for so long." like, so hey, man, for you to be an answer to prayers, you know.
But a man with purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, of course, we love Jessica, and
Mm-hmm.
you know we're happy that she's part of family. But oftentimes, wedding, you know, as men, it's not really about us.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things we have to do to show that marriage is a 2-part thing is to be interested. When men fall back to say, it's just about her.
Yeah.
Because even I did that for a little bit, and then Shaniqua included me, and she's like, I want you to be a part of this. And typically. Most men were just like, it's really about you. But I
Yeah.
think that's the wrong approach.
Yeah.
I think when you are involved and you take leadership that doesn't mean that you have to, it's usually about the woman anyway.
Right.
But you have to be a part of this and help navigate this together. So being a part of that and seeing how you were involved. You just
Yeah.
weren't
Yeah.
sitting on the sidelines. I
Yeah.
think this is when men make mistakes.
The music part was like, having our songs.
Yeah.
You know,
That was such
part
a
of it.
great
That was
moment
awesome.
too.
Yeah.
And I think like when I was kind of winging it up there when I jumped in to speak, but I knew that I wanted to talk about, first of all, how we became friends, and also what type of men you have around you and the type of community. That's a lot of the reason why I mentioned how so many of my family members were and I forgot to mention Abigail made the cake,
Yeah.
but like, because that shows how close we are as a community. You know what I mean?
Yes. There's an aspect that people don't see.
Right. Like in what part of life would you expect someone's friend's wife's brother to also be in the wedding party?
Yeah.
And then the rest of, like, even to have Shelly there and Abigail there, and like to see all of my family and my extended family, my in-laws there, it was like, that's how tight we are.
That's what it felt like to me. It just felt like family, dude, the whole entire night. And to sum it up, that Grateful video when everybody is dancing, I'm looking at all the video, everybody in the video. I'm like, man, this like it got me so emotional, dude, watching it.
Me too. Because I think it's your guys' song and your baby that you've worked on, but we are genuinely grateful for each other. So the song is
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll go ahead.
the song is
Oh, I didn't mean
very
for audio.
apropos to the moment, but it also it can be it's attributed to the family and stuff like that. Like I said, like that's what I'm saying when I say that a lot of times with wedding husbands or husbands to be kind of fall back in the wayside. But it's good that you participate, that you be. I think that's a better attitude because it's setting a tone for your marriage.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the background. You want to be involved. You want to make choices. You want to be present. You know?
Yep.
You know.
Carter and Ari.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mom's talking about this video of us dancing to Grateful when
Who shot this, by the way?
Steve.
Shout out to Steve.
Steve. Yeah, he did a great job.
But shout out to Melina. Again, when you have a wife that understands you, she's the one that told him, go get your phone and film this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice,
Shout out.
nice.
Because she
Melina.
saw how great of a moment it was. You know, she told him, go get your phone.
Oh, that's
So he grabbed it
awesome.
and he caught it.
All I need. You're all I need. Yeah.
That's everybody. That's the family,
Look.
man.
Lisi dancing.
Ari.
Yeah.
On top of you.
The whole band. Mike, shout out to Mike, Jordan.
Marco.
And Marco and his wife.
Carter and his ponytail right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. With Ariella.
No confusion, I've been losing my apprehension with death. You
you
said,
work?
let me lead you.
Caleb got Sophia on his back.
So I can feed you from a good and precious
Shout out to Courtney.
I
Yeah.
owe it all to you, giving my heart to you. Freedom be
And speaking of Jake, I just got to give a shout out real quick to he's not here because Jakey's birthday is
Yeah.
today.
Happy
So
birthday,
happy
Jakey.
birthday to
Happy
my
birthday,
nephew.
bud.
Jacob.
Even he was
Evans
dancing
Lavoie.
too.
Yeah.
He was out there. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
look at him.
He likes to dance.
I know.
Yeah.
His personality, he's very reserved.
Yeah.
But you catch him in certain moments and
Yep.
I'm like, oh,
Yep.
he is.
Uncle
Yeah.
Denny said it fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Uncle Dan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was it's,
Beautiful
You know,
night, man.
in that moment, it just felt like it summed up because it was towards the end of the night, and it just felt like it summed up the whole wedding, the whole vibe.
And that's what this is about, man. It's truly joining families
Yeah.
and you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like I think we have to bring back marriage as just not a festival for pictures and photo op, but it's really about celebrating. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, that's what this was about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. We also had another drop of a special moment with one of our songs. Right, we caught Mon kept this a surprise from everybody.
Let them know how it transpired.
So we were in Jamaica back in February, and you know, we were just sitting around at the pool bar. We had been filming content and like getting cool clips, promoting the show at City Winery, all that stuff. And Jordan just mentioned, like, the whole time we're in Jamaica, they're playing the best music,
Yeah,
right?
they
At the hotel, they're playing dancehall music, and Jordan's just sitting there, and he's like, "Yo, did you ever think like we should do a remix to Darling with this type of feel?" And I was like, "Yo, we should do that."
Then
'Cause-
we started singing
Yeah,
over
we
top
were-
of the reggae beat.
yeah. Like there was a dancehall reggae song playing, and we started singing "Darling" over it just to see how it would feel. And I was like, "Yo, I'm working on it." And then you were like, "Yo, we should drop it at the wedding."
And we should make it a surprise.
Yes.
While everybody is dancing.
Because
and
we
get
knew
there
you were
relaxed.
gonna do. Because we all love dancehall music in this crew, so we knew we were gonna do like a dancehall set. Shout out to DJ 007, who we've
Yes.
known forever, and he came out and blessed the wedding.
Yeah.
He did a great job. But so we decided we were gonna drop it on everybody as a surprise, and this is that moment right here. Look at Steve.
That's Courtney.
Yeah, that's Courtney singing.
Messing up the word.
Yeah. And then you see Carter's face. He's like, "What is that?" look at Carter. He's like, "What?" Courtney messing the words up. So Steve got a nice video of that one too. So we're gonna we'll drop that on the socials once because we're gonna release that version just to put it out there.
James, how nice he looks there.
Yeah, man.
Man, everybody looked nice, man. That was a
I mean, you picked some good colors, man. I
you
liked
did.
it. I liked it. I like the brown shoes with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
the blue was my idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. I like
She
it.
had the
Speaking of
yellow.
James, though, we got to get into James's
Okay.
speech. James's portion of the speech
Courtney was laughing at her singing. She said, "Me singing." Ha, ha.
Yeah.
Shout
So-
out to Papa Jeff.
Yeah.
He said something.
What'd he say?
He said it was awesome, just like a picture of heaven, wasn't it?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I went up there to kind of like, relief pitcher on Stan. Stan was the best man, so he had to give the speech. But the plan was he knew he was going to just do a couple innings, and I was going to come in and be the finisher, right? And it kind of didn't work out that way.
Work out that way.
Stan started throwing some balls
But
around.
but we know each other.
Yeah.
Me and Jamie know each other. And we were feeling. I'm so glad he.
I
was
just stayed
right
there sipping my drink, waiting
And
for
I
you to
was
tell
like-
me. Yeah.
I was like,
It gave me this, coach gave me
It
the
was-
signal, and I came out that bullpen like, all right, let me clean this up a little bit. And I had to go into
Great speech,
Moan
both.
with all the FUBU jerseys back in the day.
Right,
Coolest Asian in the world. But then I see James walking up, and he's got a bag with him. And I was like, what is he?
I thought he was going to give me a gift.
Yeah.
Give us
I was
give us
giving a gift.
a wedding gift.
Because the day before, James was like, are you saying something? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to help Stan if he needs it. He was like, I want to say something too. I'm like, okay.
Well,
But
first
then-
of all, I love this guy. I
Yeah.
love all you guys. But Moan and I did not know him to be silly.
Mm-hmm.
When we started playing soccer, is when I discovered his person. He's a jokester. He likes to joke around. You
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
know what I mean? You too. You
Yeah.
like joking. But when him and I used to work together, I know all his little isms.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So I can't let my guy, man. I was like, yeah, I gotta say something.
And you always mess with Moan about the way he dresses and stuff like that because he is the coolest Asian, right? So
He's very fashionable.
this was so James came out on this speech and turned into Carrot Top and started pulling things out of this bag that he brought up there. Let's play a little bit of it.
That Jamie talked about. I couldn't find the dollars, but I need to find the spirit of the moment real quick. So hang on a second.
James put God. See, I got to explain this to the people. So I told the story about how when I met Moan and we were in high school, how he used to wear back in the 90s. There was the look where they would wear the ski goggles or the motorcycle goggles,
The
the
Usher.
Usher
Yeah.
from the My Way album cover. And Moan used to walk around school like that. Coolest Asian in the world, right? With the FUBU jersey with the matching goggles,
boy.
right? So James wanted to incorporate.
I did.
You wanted to embody him,
Yeah.
but you couldn't find the ski goggles,
No.
so you got little swimming goggles. The little swimming goggles.
They were all little.
Point.
Yeah.
Couldn't find the dollars, so this one goes. So this is how Moan looked in 1997. I want to start off by getting his favorite drink. He used to work for me in culinary construction. I'll get a bit to see here. A little snipple dessert.
Nobody got that joke
No,
except us. We all got that because you used to make fun of Moan's order at
Yeah.
Starbucks and used to say he would want what?
A snipple, bipple, dimple. I
You're
was
right,
like, what
right.
are you getting?
You're right. So you always say he's ordering
Black coffee. Get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
There you go. So, all right.
I like this dude's looking at notes on his phone. He got notes. I say he went all out.
Moan's fifth best friend. He promised me that as soon as I'm not gonna leave,
I'm his fifth best friend.
moving up to fourth place, so fingers crossed for me.
What did you say there?
I said he promised me that as soon as Nana moves to South Carolina, I'm moving up to South Fourth Place.
All right. So, Jessica, this is really for you. You know, so I wanted to ask you over some things to make sure that he's on track. And you wanted to make sure I laid out for you a little bit. So, first, he wanted to make sure that you and him will continue to eat chicken feet. You tried it once. He said, don't put him now. Secondly, if you have a son, he says, don't get him circumcised.
Anybody who's watched this podcast for some time knows that we always talk about circumcision. Is she on board with that?
You gonna find out.
She don't have a
Because the boy's
problem.
going to need a place to put his corns in. Simone doesn't believe in banks and doesn't trust them. Lastly, I wanted to.
So stupid. Yo.
These are Simone's favorite shorts.
These are some.
Simone loves these. These were custom made for Simone. This is.
He pulled out the booty shorts. Like James is so committed to this joke that he went out the night before and went shopping. Oh, that's why it just came to me while you were at our Airbnb that morning. You were like, "Yo, I need a cup with a lid on."
Yeah.
That's what you used it for.
Yeah.
Okay.
My main thing was like I wanted to make him laugh, but
Yeah.
I want him to know that like, bro, like it's when you roast somebody, you
Yeah.
roast them because you love them.
Yeah.
But like in the moment, it's like it's hard to. Everybody's gonna say, "Hey, wish you luck," and thing.
Yeah.
But I want him to know, like, listen, even though you're married, you're still you're the guy.
Yeah.
I gotta
Right.
roast you a little bit.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good, man.
for
That
sure.
Had me cracking up, man. When he pulled out them shorts, I was like, do I wear shorts like that?
Yeah, you wearing it right now.
Listen. Remember the clip of Carter on the podcast?
Yeah.
What did he say? He talked about how short your shorts were.
He said, he
You just see
said,
my knees. It's
He
not-
just, Mom, can you put it back on? He said, "Do I really wear shorts? Like, look at this man."
Simone, I wanted you to get up a little so you can see all your torn up shorts. How you're the coolest Asian in the whole world. Look at that.
He's cool. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Come on, y'all.
They not.
One's in the chat if they're short.
They're not sure.
Jess said, "Babe, you're a good dancer." You gotta say that. Yeah, but yeah, man,
I
it
can
was
two-step.
it was all
was
in all
good.
like it was a great time.
It was great,
So
man.
happy. I'm glad I got to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I haven't been in many weddings. I've only been in yours and yours.
Yeah.
Oh no, John's.
John,
My
yeah.
bad.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I was in yours.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't. Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah.
That's right. So long
Which
ago.
one?
I think
That-
I was in two of them. I think.
Yeah, the one that John and my cousin's daughter, remember?
Huh?
And Jake.
John wasn't in that, was he?
No. Oh no, he wasn't.
No.
No. It
Yeah.
was what's her name? Little.
Emily.
Yeah,
Emily
and
was the
Jake.
flower girl, and I walked with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, what? What was that face for?
Giving you the eyes. Anyway.
What was she giving you the eyes for?
One of many.
Which one? That was a Jamie joke.
Yeah, it
That
was.
was a Jamie joke.
So that was I was in 2 and 4. I was in 2 and 4. Those 2 weddings
Yeah.
I was a part of. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it was an honor, man. Honored
Yeah.
to be there. Like I said, my skit was for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they would get it.
Yeah. Of course, we thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I loved it.
But yeah, again, like I just wanted it to be. I wanted people to understand, like from her side of the family, like, yo, we're tight. We're a strong community of men. We care about each other. We hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
We don't let each other get away with nonsense. And that's what she's getting
Yeah,
with you.
coming
It's,
into
so
Yeah, and just like I'm sure she is, and she's watching. You're multifaceted, so you have your musical side, your fun
Yeah.
side. There's a lot of aspects of. It's hard to get everybody who don't know in a wedding because it's family, it's friends, people who don't know you. It's hard to get a grasp of who you are, who Jess is marrying, or who you're. It's hard.
Yeah.
So I think through like speeches and talking, most people don't listen. But I think through these kind of things, you kind of get a grasp of who people are. You know what I mean?
and who their friends are.
Yeah.
Like if we were all up there just throwing back shots and being crazy, it's kind of like, that's who he's friends with, you know?
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But it's
How you set the tone for it, and it was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I can't help but feel so blessed. Even marrying into her community.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we were just
absolutely.
talking
Yeah.
about Jake. Who's her pastor at the
Excellent
house
guy.
church that she went to. That
Yeah.
there was the whole community
Yeah.
of church people that she was there, and
Yeah, and they were all real nice. Like everybody was welcoming. We spoke to a lot of them, and
Yeah.
it was good meeting everybody. You know, we love
Sure.
Jeff.
Yeah. And Jeff, you know, I want to personally say, you know, you as the matriarch of the family, your spirit and your calmness laid a tone
Yeah.
for everything as a dad, you know what I mean? As the patriarch of their
Absolutely.
family. Like you set a tone on that. So we appreciate that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because energy can be read. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
And that's why I gave y'all that advice. Like the most important thing is to keep God first, because y'all gonna face challenges. Y'all haven't been to. Y'all still gonna be learning about each other. You're still learning about each other, little quirks and things, and
Every
there's
day.
challenges that you're gonna have to face. You've already faced some having to move honeymoons around, you know, and things like that.
yeah.
But that's what that's what comes along with being with someone who's in like.
yeah.
Part of being with someone who's so committed to their community and like really cares about their guys is that sometimes you do have to share that, you know. And I think like a lot of our wives have come to terms with that, you know. That sometimes you need to step up and do things.
Sure.
You know?
And here's one thing I want to ask you now that it's official. How does it feel choosing what you want versus having to, you know, make do with a situation? How does it feel as a man? Like I'm choosing this person. Like, you know what I mean?
It feels right, dude. Like, you know, and
I'm not comparing. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything is a mistake, but you know, with my last one, I wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I mean, and step up and be a man. Here, it honestly feels like it's a gift from God.
Yeah.
Like this.
That's how I felt.
This
Yeah.
was meant to be.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yep.
You know, it hasn't been perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
but,
sure.
But
It's never gonna be.
No, it's never gonna
Yeah.
be.
Yeah,
but
but-
there's something about when as a man, when you decide, like,
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
this,
Right.
When
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, and we all had that, and that's important.
yeah, and even with our relationship, dude, like, you know, from the beginning, I had doubts because she was so far away. You know, I was like, I gave
How is that
I
gonna
gave it a
work?
chance because
Yeah.
you know,
I told you she was gonna move.
Yeah. When I saw her bitten to that chicken feed, I said, "Oh, she committed." Most girls are never gonna do that.
She did it once. She'll never do it again.
Never
Probably.
again.
She's like, I did it. Paid my
Boy,
dues.
bye.
she got to try your chicken feet though, bro. Like,
She just got
James-
off the podcast. Jessica,
James-
come back.
She's like, I lost
Curry.
signal.
you make it better than the dim sum place.
Yeah, you
the
do.
curry chicken feet.
Jeff said Moan's one heck of a barber. He is.
He is. He's a
Hey,
Renaissance man.
He had Jeff looking sharp, boy.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing his hair, and you know, I was like, you know, you
All
gotta,
the- all
you
of
gotta
the-
put a little paste in it
Yeah.
to make
Yeah,
it look nice
he
for
is.
All of the
ladies.
ladies were complimenting him.
Yeah, he's-
My
Yeah.
wife, all of her sisters were like, "Wow, Jeff's looking good."
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, and please note, it's not because Moan is admire. Doesn't admire barbering. It's just that he's so cheap. He figures a way. How if you listen, if Simone could make his own cell phone, he would. All right,
that is
he figures a way how
that
to
is
do it.
absolutely true, dude. Like, I learned how to cut hair because I didn't want to spend that money.
Yeah.
Right?
You know,
That is a great point.
Yeah,
Never thought you were gonna cut your father-in-law's hair.
yeah.
yeah.
You set the tone, man. But it's awesome, man. Like it's awesome when you as a man, you decide this is what I want, and you take the initiative and you lay it out, man. God's gonna reward that.
Yep.
God's gonna bless. That's what I was saying with the wedding, and I feel like part of the problem with a lot of men, especially in the West, it's kind of that's her thing. Happy wife, happy life. I
Yeah.
don't care, whatever. And it's like, no, I think a lot of women do want men to participate and do want men to step up, and it shows your leadership qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good things.
They do want men to wear pajamas to dance.
Because you got to have some hard nose, though. You do got to, because sometimes you got to rein women in with the fantasies.
Listen,
sometimes you got to rein them in.
Sure, you do. You do. You,
You
have
know,
to do that. That's true.
Because there's this, they will go off on the wanting to do everything they see on social media.
Right,
Sometimes
right.
you got to put a stop
Social
to certain
media
things.
can absolutely be a weapon.
Yeah.
That's why it's a balance. you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. It's a yin and yang. I heard somebody say it's like men and women are like, you can't say are they the same. They're not the
Right.
same. You can't
Right.
say they're equal. It's like they're both necessary. It's like food and water.
Yeah,
It's-
sure.
They both don't serve the same purpose, but they're both vital.
Yes,
you
and
know?
together,
Right.
if done in the right way, it's very useful.
Exactly.
That's a
I
good
never
analogy.
thought to see Simone and James wearing matching pajamas.
Yeah, it's coming. Oh, it's coming.
Oh, they have done it already.
No,
Where?
they didn't. Oh,
Matching pajamas?
no. They mean matching with your wives.
Oh.
Wives,
Yeah.
wives. matching
Yeah.
pajamas.
I didn't have a Cambodian outfit on.
Yeah.
I know. And listen, the only reason he
Look,
didn't.
I was thinking when she came out with that, I was like, Mo, I don't even know what that is.
Right?
He's like, what is that blue dress?
He wanted to
you
rip the
got?"
sleeves off so bad.
I was surprised. She surprised me with that. Because actually, we, that we weren't gonna do a dance. Right?
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
just gonna do a slow song.
Tell
It
me
was a
about it.
different song.
What was the
But-
song originally you were gonna do?
I forgot the song, babe. If you're listening, it's dang. What's the song? It's a really good song.
Okay.
I forgot the name of it. But anyways, it organically happened where
She organically found a choreographer and you organically
No,
went
no.
to dance lessons.
bro,
and-
we did it ourselves.
oh, word?
We
okay.
practiced at home.
Nice,
There was no
nice.
choreographer. We didn't take dance classes or anything. And,
It's a shot at me right there.
but we practiced this. We practiced dancing because
Yeah.
we did our own spins and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then like literally like a week before the wedding, we were like, we should practice in our stuff. So I started practicing in my shoes, and she's like, babe, I have a train. So she put on she had another dress where she didn't like, but the train was the same
Oh, because
size.
dancing in the train would have been hard.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Dude, we tried it, and
Yeah.
it was like a hot mess.
Yeah.
So it was like, I thought that she was going to, change the dress into, something without,
Right.
like a plain white dress. And then she came out and surprised me with the
That's
Cambodian
sweet.
dress.
Traditional
Yeah.
Cambodian garb,
Yeah.
and I said for the most untraditional Cambodian ever.
He's like, he wanted. He's like, where you get that dress from?
Yeah.
He don't even know.
Yeah.
Nah, that's
She
sweet,
looked
man.
beautiful in that.
Yeah, it was.
She
it was
did a
fun.
great job.
I see you didn't. You
incorporating
never put that jacket on though.
I did.
In
We
the
went to
picture,
go
outside.
We went to go take couples pictures
Oh,
outside.
okay.
And
And he left it outside.
You left it right out there.
Leave it right there, please.
It was all short.
Oh, you don't like short sleeves.
Oh, okay. He just like short pants.
Yeah, but we're talking about men and women. We're talking about weddings. So I wanted to get into this clip because this kind of started going viral around. This is from The View, where they started having a conversation about, do we need men?
Oh, Lord.
I saw this, dude.
You saw
I
this?
saw this.
Okay, well, we're gonna play a little bit of it. And we're gonna talk about it a little bit because we're on the topic of weddings and marriage and how important things are. So let's listen to some of this nonsense. I just want to tell everybody, trigger alert. Prepare to be annoyed.
Clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. And only one said she thought women needed a man in their lives, only one. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women, most of them said yes. So
I mean, obviously, guys. I mean, we need women because women do everything and men are idiots.
why do you think that is?
Because men are useless. I mean, love it.
Of
And by the
course.
way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men
This is great right here.
because I think I would die without gay men. Nobody can gossip like gay men. Nobody can help you accessorize
Which
like
is
gay men.
ironic.
That's what you want a man to do is gossip.
Bro, do you hear this? So men are useless unless they know how to gossip and help you accessorize.
Right? That's crazy.
That is ridiculous, dude.
It's kind of an insult to them.
Yeah, that is. Like, gay men should be offended by that.
Right.
Yeah, but
Gay men,
let's keep
nobody
going.
can help you keep you from doing harm to yourself like gay men. But
That part right there was like, what?
She tried to land that plane, but that plane couldn't land.
No one can help stop you from harming yourself like gay men. What does that even mean? That sounds like some underlying issues going on
Yeah.
there.
Well, she dissed them, and she's got to make them look like they're therapeutical.
I guess.
That's what
I mean, how would you feel being her? Because all these women are married. How would you feel being their husband, hearing someone speak like this of men?
They probably, I don't know. They probably
In real life,
they probably say, "Oh, babe, it's just TV. We just have to say, you know."
Yeah, probably.
Nah.
I don't think they really. You think they really believe that?
I think you're right. I think they know that it's a caricature.
Yeah.
This stuff ain't real.
It's funny, you know what? Because I saw it the other way around, and this is hilarious. Like I'm just thinking about this now. When we were in, where were we at? I forget. Oh, we were here, and right before we left to go to Delaware, we were watching old episodes of Martin, and like this, I think it's the first episode of Martin ever where Martin goes on the air, and it's the episode where they're talking about
Chauvinism.
Yeah, and he goes, when I tell my woman to jump, she says how high. You know, he's like, I run my house,
Yeah.
and then he comes home, and him and Gina have this big fight. Because she's like, how dare you disrespect? And he says that. Oh, that's just radio. You know, I'm just talking on there. I don't really mean it. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what this is.
But
I think that's what it is, dude. Like, there's no way. There's no way you're that stupid that you don't know that you're living in a privileged society where men pave the roads, men build the buildings, men protect you. Most men are firefighters and police officers.
Yeah, how about
military is mostly men.
Yeah, all of the utility jobs, all of the people that run the power lines, the people that do the plumbing, all the sewage work, all the things that allow you to have your job in the ABC studios, or have your PR, your HR job, or your journalism job where you just type on a computer. Like, that wouldn't exist if men didn't.
And if men didn't enforce those very laws that they were set up for them, there would be none. They couldn't enforce their own laws.
But this is why I think that they're not lying about what they think, because again, it's coming from a TikTok video where all the women who are interviewed said the same thing as them. Men are useless. We don't need men.
No, I hear what you're saying. I think the girls in those TikTok videos, they're just regurgitating talking points.
But that's how dangerous.
No, it is dangerous.
When you say things like this to millions of people.
Sure, it's dangerous, but I think
especially the young girls.
No.
A lot of these people that they interview are, just
No, you're right.
young
You're
girls
100% right. But it's the same thing like what we discover about hip hop culture.
Yeah.
All the bravado, all the champagne, all the cars, all the stuff is all rented. It's all fake.
Yeah.
It's imagery. So I think,
but its impact is still
is there.
Dangerous. Yeah.
But here's the thing: what people don't realize is that, like he said, like we were talking about earlier, those when they go home, they're probably not like that.
Yeah.
But they don't care. They're getting a check for this, so they don't care that this young person is influenced by it. They don't care. They're just getting money for this.
I think they really do think that men are useless and they don't need them at all. I honestly do.
So?
I honestly do.
That's
Like,
only part of what's going on in this whole world where men are being defeminized.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of it.
It's part of it.
But it's the feminist culture, this third wave feminism that says that women are better than men are useless. The planet would be better off without. You know how many feminists I've heard say that? Like, the planet would be better off without men.
That's crazy.
You're stupid because you guys would die out without us.
Well, that's the first thing. You know? But second of all, let's talk about they would die. Like, they wouldn't be able to survive.
Yeah.
Like, just straight up wouldn't be able to survive.
Because if there weren't good men to protect you, the bad men are going to take advantage of you.
Yeah. Take away all of the modern comforts that men have created for you to live the life that you live. And how are you surviving? Take away all of that.
And like you said, the violence. Like, you look at, I was telling Jamie I just signed on to X not too long ago. And, you look at Brazil, you look at these foreign countries where guys just rolling up on the street and taking whatever they want.
Yep.
Without men to enforce those and to fight back against those guys. What could stop you?
Right.
What could stop them? You
Right.
know what I mean?
But that's how you feel so secure in saying things like this. It's literally is what we were talking about earlier. It's ungratefulness. It's when you don't see what's been provided for you and you take it all for granted and you think that this life is just something that you deserve and are owed. But let's keep playing it because it gets worse.
With the exception something like Steve? I think Steve is very self-sufficient.
That's Joy's husband.
But like
He is.
my
He is.
husband, it takes a village of women to make sure that he's not emaciated, starving, and living in his own filth. He can,
Really?
you know.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, that's
So this
That's
is the kind
so
of man you choose.
disrespectful.
That's what I'm- like
Yeah.
it's like that's what I'm saying. Like imagine you're her husband. Like so it's not that she just didn't stop there. She specifically trashed her own husband.
on live TV.
Yeah.
Even Joy is like, oh,
Yeah. Look at her face, yeah.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
No.
But I feel you guys are married to people that are more.
I have Handy Manny at home. He fixes everything. When things go bump in the night, he's the one that goes downstairs. When there's a bug to be exterminated, he does the extermination.
Nope.
When there is something to be fixed, he fixes it. He throws out the trash and he
Still
throws
no.
out the recyclables. I enjoy all the man stuff.
So
he
my-
does at
But
my
wait a
house.
second. I know what you're going to say, but wait. She's really talking about a servant. Let's face it.
No.
It's a handyman.
You hear this? You hear how she tried to spin that back to
Disrespect.
right. Because what she's gonna say is like these are all things that you don't need a husband for. You could just pay someone to do all these things.
She's talking
No,
about.
it's a handy manny.
Oh, it's a handyman with benefits.
We do not have.
Well, but the things that you're describing, you could pay somebody to do that. We're not talking about that. What about the inner life of a man? That's what this is about.
I need my man 3 to 4 times a week, and good for you guys. And then the rest of the time, I need.
Imagine if men were doing this.
right. No, of course.
Remember the Patrice O'Neal joke when he says, "How would you keep your man
Pass.
if you lost your vagina? If it
Yeah.
just
Yep.
went away in an accident, how would you keep your man?" And they all started naming all these other ways to
Oh,
sexually please their
sexually,
man.
yeah.
And he said, "See, now all of y'all reduced yourselves to a series of holes, but you want me to respect you." You know what I mean?
But you know, you're right. I think if there were men gathered around a table and they were speaking discantly about the uselessness of a woman,
Right.
and joking about it, and joking about their
All I
wives,
need her for is her vagina.
right? I mean,
That would
would
be a segment
terrible.
on The View.
Yep.
It would be a segment on The
And
View.
they'd be trying to cancel whoever it was
Oh, it
talking
would
about
try.
it.
It
Yeah.
would be.
Right.
Those guys would read long letters. I apologize
Right.
eternally.
I've learned from my mistakes.
Right.
But
It's
yeah.
okay to trash a man, though. Mm-hmm. You know,
Although gay
and
guys
it's
can
okay,
do it.
Right.
It's okay to trash Christians,
Right.
and a Christian man,
Right.
is
But you got to praise the gay men. You got to separate them. They're better. We need those. But real men, who needs them? And it is funny that the other one, what's her name, Sunny, reduced her husband to a taskmaster, basically. You know what I mean? And then Joy goes into, but what about the inner workings of a man? And watch how that gets flipped around. Watch.
Wife. Because I've always said
Everyone
that.
needs a wife.
No, I teased Vicky, my producer, in the morning. I was like, if you'd like to join Max and I, not in that way, but like Vicky and I could kill it as a household runners. Like we would be laughing, giggling, doing all the things, and Max would be so psyched I was wasting all my words somewhere else anyway. So it would be a perfect combo. And the other day, Caleb said to me, this is my youngest son, he said, Mama, I want a spare mom. And I didn't know what he meant. And he's like, he said, Genevieve has a spare mom. And I realized the parents
that,
were
a
divorced.
nanny?
No,
Oh.
divorced. An extra mom,
stepmom.
like 2 moms.
Oh.
And so I asked him, because at first I was a little wounded. I was like, what am I not doing? You know, and he's like, no, I just think at bedtime, you always have to pay attention to the other kids too. And if we had a spare mom, dad, and you could, then you just get a focus on me. And it was so sweet. He didn't ask for a spare dad, by the way. He asked for a spare mom.
I took this totally.
So instead of teaching your child about how selfish that thought is, you go into, wow, if I had another woman I could bring into the house, I could appease my child at every turn. Like,
You know what's crazy? She's saying that. It's crazy because I guarantee you, when her son does grow up and become a man, and if he does choose a woman,
Yeah.
she'll want to control.
yep, yep, yep. And let's keep going.
Totally differently in how I prepped because broadly speaking, I feel like men have proven largely useless. Like I think in the political moment, the people who are
Guys, don't hold
saying
back.
what needs to be said in my party, it's all
Politically,
women.
men are
Very few Men, with
useless.
the exception of Mike Pence and a few others, are saying what they need to. But in life, like I need my husband. I don't know if I need any other men, but he is irreplaceable.
It's funny how women like vote for all of the policies that hurt them the most, but men are the useless ones politically. Like women women are voting for all the trans rights stuff that are making men be able to take over their biological men take over their spaces.
Yep.
You know, they're the ones always pushing for
They're
those
delusional with that.
Yeah. It's funny, man.
Yeah, I think so.
But that's what we're all saying. We like our husbands. We just don't need men beyond that.
Yeah, wait till you're married 20 years and you'll see how
Or
repulsive.
unless when you go to the parking lot and your tire is flat.
Right. Then
all
you
of a
need
sudden
them,
we
right.
need or something happens.
Yeah, and the fake Republican, ex-Republican says, wait till you've been married for 20 years and see how you still feel about that.
Yeah.
I can tell you, my wife don't feel that way.
I think that the reason women can stay married for as long as they do is because they have a lot of girlfriends.
They have a village.
They have girlfriends. Because I always have to initiate the conversations. He'll step up, but I have
I
to
thought you were going
start
to say
them.
initiate.
Oh, I don't-
was like, no,
I just
don't
told
have
you
to
guys, I
start.
have 8 girlfriends from Panama here who are girlfriends for 50 years since they were in kindergarten.
Oh, I love
And it's
that.
and they were saying yesterday that they've gone through divorces, they've gone through challenges, and having that village of women has made it possible.
Having that village of women that never hold each other accountable and always just make each other feel good and, never learning anything and thinking that you don't need men. Sounds exactly like what you guys are doing on here. Joy talking about, what was she saying before that? Oh, they have women in their lives. That's why.
A village.
Yeah. Like,
Friends.
Well, we are
yeah.
more collaborative than men. I think
Yeah.
there have been studies that say that women have much closer friendship relationships than men do.
Because women
Again, I think we have to make a
because
difference,
women,
differentiate gay men.
No, gay men are
in
part
their,
of our,
That's
in their
not
own
true.
category.
That's not true.
That's not true because women are really catty.
Yeah, I think women have more surface level friendships. They'll keep friend groups, but not to the depth that men will. You know what I mean?
And they hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Rory.
yeah, but we're
Women
not
are
married to gay
independent.
men, okay?
Oh,
But women have conversations about their feelings. Men talk about
It's
sports.
so
Watch
cars,
this.
all
Watch
that
this.
stuff.
Now, remember, Joy was the one saying like, "What about the inner workings of a man?" That's what we're talking about, right?
I don't know. My husband talks about his feelings with his
Maybe he's
friends.
gay. Next.
You heard that?
Dang.
You heard that?
That's disrespectful.
Maybe he's gay. Next.
Wow.
So you could
Singer.
So first of all, you could throw that shot at gay men. Because this is the funny thing that I love about, like, especially these like middle-aged liberal white women that claim to be like these allies for everyone, but they always say how they really feel when they want to throw a shot. You know what I mean? So any man who talks about his feelings is gay. You know?
They love them, by the way.
Right.
Yeah,
But we can use it as an insult for any
Yeah.
man that we want to dismiss. Like
she,
that.
she just complained about how her husband don't
She has to
say how
initiate
he,
conversations.
Yeah, initiate conversation. He doesn't say how.
Maybe he just don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. Cause you're annoying.
Yeah.
This show is every time you play something from The View, bro, it like just
Boils you up.
it boils.
Because I've never watched it.
I know, but there's
there's
million. The reason why I'm showing is because there's millions of people that watch this garbage, and it
I don't think so,
influences.
yo.
Their, I mean, it could be
I don't think
completely
so.
inflated.
I think it's mad inflated because I see this stuff. It's
Yeah.
on airport TV all the time.
Yeah. So they get inflated views.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think.
It's just.
I don't
it's
even
just,
want to.
yeah.
I don't even want to believe that people are that stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
To really think
To
like
really think
like how these women think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I mean, but who were I talking about with someone who loves The View? Was it you?
Yeah, I worked on a client's home and they were watching it, but she was on her third marriage and he got married at 55. So that doesn't.
Sounds about right. But what I want to say is like, so this whole premise about if men are useless and women don't need men, they've done a experiment on this. Remember
the Bear Grylls.
the Bear Grylls the Island season 2. Anybody should go watch that season.
And they never
2.
did it again.
They never did it again. First of all, why did they do it in the first place? Because the first season of The Island, which is a survival show by the
it
dude
was
Bear Grylls.
Copy of Survivor.
Yeah, but it was on a deserted island, so they would have to survive for I forget how long on this island. But the first season was all men, so all of these feminists were complaining, writing in, making all these comments about like women would be better at it than men. They wouldn't be arguing. There would be no everyone would get along, everyone would participate. So for the second season, they did one island with all men, and they did one island with all women.
In one
just
season 2.
In season 2,
Yes.
the whole season 2 is the parallel between these two islands and how they survive.
Because the women ask for their to be on the show.
How did
Right.
it go?
Dude,
Immediately.
bro. Let's just say like immediately the women got lost for like 5 days in the woods, couldn't find their way to the camp. They one of them had to be evac'd out of there because she was so dehydrated. And on like the third day,
Wasted time talking.
they wasted so much time talking, like and meeting each other and hugging and greeting, and they lost sunlight on the first day because they weren't doing any work, and then like they spent days just like laying out on the beach.
Yeah, they didn't want to kill the pig that they were given.
So that was another thing.
They were given the pig.
So like first of all, the medical staff for the women,
dirty.
the medical staff for the women had to intervene like 3 times because they were in danger of dying.
Yeah.
So they had to intervene for them and like help them.
Wow.
And whoever shot it did it on purpose because they would cut to the men.
Cut to the men, and they're like,
roasted the pig. Hey, you want some more?
Yeah. The men are like out there fishing. They're creating like their camp was like, man, they built this whole water filtration system.
Yeah.
That was like they had plenty of water.
Wow.
The women like destroyed their water system somehow because they put like rancid meat in one of the canisters and then they threw it away, and then like they were in danger of dehydrating and dying. So the medical staff had to step in and be like, yo, you guys need water. Like they had to help them get their filtration system back. And I think the pig thing, because they were starving, they hadn't eaten anything except like a couple plants. I think because people have broke down how like they admitted, the production staff admitted that they littered the island with some animals to help them hunt and stuff like that. So people were saying that like they think because how would wild pigs just walk up to them on the beach? That would
true.
never
That
happen.
is true.
These pig, and the funny thing was the pigs walked up to them on the beach and they made them their pets.
Yeah. That's I forgot that part. They made them pets.
They
Yeah, you're
they
right.
gave them
that is-
names and made them their pets.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Because they didn't want to. They wouldn't kill them to eat them, and they were starving.
I'm killing
The
pig.
men went and
I'm
killed.
killing
The men
pig,
went and
baby.
killed an alligator.
What?
Yeah, the men went and killed an alligator. They created this. One of the guys like was working on this big fishing net for a long time, and he finally caught like 21 fish in one time, and they were just eating that stuff. And like the men clearly were like their fire never went. The women's fire kept going out. Like it was horrible, bro. Like they had to keep getting
them
saved.
feminists are like they didn't pick the right women.
Right.
But no, they did the same thing for both teams. They
Yeah,
gave them
yeah.
the same amount of training, of survival training, everything.
Yeah.
They made it as fair as possible. And the women were like cocky in the beginning.
They're twisting everything around from the Bible. Because in the beginning, God made man first.
Yeah.
And then he took women out of man, and she was supposed to be his, helpmate.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to make everything like it's twisted. It's just twisted.
It is.
Horrible.
Shout out to Dave, man. Dave Rodriguez. He said I wouldn't want to talk to any of them. These far left type women are exactly why daily TV has the worst ratings ever nowadays.
Yeah. Shout out to Dave, man.
Yeah. I like he's saying,
Dave is Emily's
husband. Yeah.
Nice meeting you too, man.
Yeah, man, nice
we
meeting you,
had
man.
He
fun
worked
time.
out with us.
Yeah, he was in the gym with us.
Him
Yeah.
and
But,
Novali.
Yeah. Do I think that they have some reach? Yes. But do I think that a majority of people are really listening to them?
Yeah.
No, I think the people who are listening to them already bought into that, and that's what they want to hear. Mm-hmm. And it's just comfort for them.
Right.
The young girls that you're hearing saying that, if you really challenge them, they have
nothing.
They're not going anywhere with
you could
this.
break down that argument so fast.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, who made the cell phone you got in your hand? Who invented the Wi-Fi that you're using?
Yep.
Like everything that you do,
Yep.
the clothes that you're wearing, everything.
Yeah.
Which is why these type of shows aren't. I think within the next few years, of course, there's always going to be cable TV is always going to have. There's always going to be available, but I don't think it'll be available the way we grew up with it.
Yeah.
The daytime shows are going to slowly come to an end because the podcast format has changed a lot. You can't really have these are segments.
Yeah.
These are quick segments, but you're not having there's no pushback. They're all
Right.
agreeing on everything.
But that's the other thing. The problem with having an all-woman panel too is because a lot of times women, and I've noticed this even from like the whatever podcast and Fresh and Fit when I watch some clips from that. It's like a lot of times women want to agree on things.
Yeah.
It keeps the cohesiveness of the group. So
Right.
even if someone disagrees, they're not gonna really push back. Like if they would ask a girl a question on Fresh and Fit, she would kind of wait to see what everyone else said before
Yeah.
she gave her real opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing that I was talking about women and honesty. That video that they did. You know, they had a bunch of women together.
Yeah.
And they would rate each other in front of.
Oh, that was
yeah,
like
the
big
Lizzo
girl.
thing.
That
They were
was
like,
on
oh,
the cut, right?
Yeah. Oh, you a 10 girl.
Right,
You know,
right.
like y'all just lying. That's
Right.
that's what they do, man.
Well, I thought you were talking about the one that said, "Do you think Lizzo is beautiful?"
No, that's a different one, but that's
That's the same-
another
that's a good
example.
example.
Women are all supposed to believe this lie that but everyone's beautiful at every size or whatever. So
But don't
you
you
ask a girl if Lizzo's beautiful, she says yeah, she's a 10, and then you say you kind of look like her, and she
gets slapped.
yeah.
I think it's more natural for women to do that, but I think we in this society have all been conditioned to not say anything offensive.
Yeah.
Even men too. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right.
we like foreign people don't really suffer from this as much. They kind of
Yeah.
speak like my Asian my friend from high school. His dad saw me. He hadn't seen his grandfather saw me. He
Yeah.
hadn't seen me in like at least like 15 years, and he's like, "Man, you got fat," but I didn't take it.
Yeah, that's
To him,
It's
that's-
observation.
To him,
Yeah,
I mean,
he knows you when you were skinnier.
skinny. Yeah, so to him, I'm bigger than what so
Right.
He's like, "You're fat."
And a lot of foreign cultures are
Cultures,
like
yeah,
that.
they're
I know
transparent.
Puerto Ricans are like that.
Yeah,
Trinidadians are like that.
Yeah.
If they
You're-
see you and
hey,
you get
fatty.
yeah,
Your nickname will be what you are.
Right,
You know,
right,
if you're,
right.
you're and in Khmer, like if you're fat, your nickname is Mop Mop.
Right.
That means Mop means fat.
yeah. So you fatty.
Right?
Yeah. That's how they do it in other cultures. But in this, we're taught political correctness.
don't do
You
that.
know, and what is politics? It's the ability to be polite.
Yeah.
Even though you're faking it,
Right.
you're faking
It has nothing to do with being true kindness, which is
Kindness,
something we
yeah.
talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
like,
this fake it.
politeness is not
Make
kindness.
people believe that's who you
exactly.
are.
It's
Yeah.
it's the appearance of kindness, but
Right.
it's not true kindness. Like the appearance of caring about LGBTQ, but then using gay as an
Yeah,
insult.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the same thing.
Right.
But I think when you talk about the survival thing with it was funny because like they wanted to do it to eliminate gender stereotypes, but they ended up
It actually
reinforcing
enforced
it
it, yeah.
because all of the
Yeah.
the women's camp was like all they cared more about decorating it and making it look pretty, and like the men's was just straight up utility.
And they never. I think that show got canceled after that. Or I think
It may have
that format of men versus women.
right.
You
The
know,
women women they would not pick a leader.
Yeah.
Because you don't that dynamic of who's in charge.
Who's
They
in
can't,
charge,
you
yeah.
can't do it. They would not pick a leader.
I think the
like-
men found out who they ask, which skill do you have? Like,
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And even like men sometimes don't have to pick a leader. You just someone steps up and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, that guy's in charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It happens organically.
Yeah. The women was kind of like, we like to rule by committee. We all get along. Like they were saying stuff, and they were like talking trash. Like we're better than the men. We're, you
Oh,
know.
it sounds like the U.S. soccer team
Yeah.
played a bunch of retired old soccer players and got whooped
Yep.
12-0.
Yep. How about they played 14-year-old boys and got whooped?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that argument of like, do we need men is so ridiculous.
That is so wrong. Period.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. So I wanted to talk about. Remember we were talking about Columbia Records. We were talking about what does Columbia stand for, and I made a whole video about that. Just getting into the backstory of this goddess Columbia, and then Columbia University. You've been hearing what's going on at Columbia University lately?
No,
You heard about that, Mom?
I haven't.
So they basically set up like this protest occupation at Columbia University where a lot of these college students are out there just protesting Israel, basically. But it's funny because they're doing it by occupying a space that doesn't belong to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like this most ironic thing. It's like they're occupying space that belongs to someone else to protest the Israel thing. But I'll show a little bit of it so in case you guys aren't aware of the story.
We are Hamas! Emerging online, and another showing a young woman holding a sign pointing in the direction of Jewish students saying Al-Qassam's next targets, Hamas's military wing. Students Andrew Stein and Alicia Baker say they don't feel safe.
It was the most terrified I'd probably been in my entire life.
On Saturday night, Stein says he was on campus for a pro-Israel counter-protest when this happened. You see him in the white sweatshirt filming as a group of pro-Palestinian protesters yell expletives against Israel.
They started saying in Arabic, Hamas, Hamas, our beloved, please bomb Tel Aviv. And then they started saying, we're coming for you. No Zionists on this campus, like get off campus.
Stein alleges the situation escalated.
Me and my friend had water poured, like physically poured in our face. My friend was actually abused in the middle of campus.
Yeah, so it's getting kind of crazy over there. I just wanted to show the beginning of this again because this one protester comes out and says, we are Hamas. Like,
dang.
They're claiming, they're like aligning themselves with Hamas. These and it's all these young, like liberal, rich kids that either go to the school or in the vicinity of the school. Parents paying, $60,000 a year for these kids to. I don't think they ever saw this coming.
No, I don't think so either.
The things flipping on the narrative like this, where they're actively supporting Hamas, like they're chanting. Hold on, bring this one. I want to show what they were chanting at the one thing. Saying Hamas, make us proud. Take another soldier out. We say justice, you say how. Burn Tel Aviv to the ground. Hamas, we love you. We support your rockets too. So
you're supporting killing of
innocent people,
women and children.
But that's the thing, we're it's such a tense situation, and we're being told that these are people that just want Palestinians to be free, but that's not what they're saying.
Right. That's not what you're chanting.
That's not what they're saying. They're actively calling for war, and they're actively calling for murder and for people to be killed.
Yeah, but do that in another country,
Yeah.
and see what they're going to be getting. Over here, you can get away with anything.
Well, that's why people are, I heard that I think it was Robert Kraft was he used to fund, he went to Columbia. Bunch of people went to Columbia. Turns out Barack Obama went there. A bunch of people went to Columbia. It's there's something going on with Columbia, especially, we know the name origin, but it's interesting that they've been funding this university, and especially a lot of pro-Israel people, a lot of Jews have funded universities, and this is what they're producing. They're producing people that are coming out and protesting against Israel. And in this almost this warlike evil way. It could be.
Don't you think it's funny sometimes when you think of modern education?
Yeah.
The universities, these college campuses, there's not a case study done on really the effectiveness of higher education.
Yeah.
What are we really producing?
Yeah.
What are we really doing? Is it really
bettering
thinking,
society?
Bettering society?
Yeah.
Or is it indoctrination in various degrees? Right? Because even when you look at the governmental bodies, the agencies, are we really effectively building a better society? Or are we having people who already bought and sold into a system, and they're just going to go along with ideologies because they've already committed to this? So you take universities like this, and you see where is these young people, most of them, how did they come to this? How did this happen?
Yeah.
Because I fear that one of the things people don't want to do is really do a case study on modern education, because it's a weapon. It's a tool.
Right.
And the political elite.
And not only that, dude, it's a money maker.
Oh no, it's a money maker. But
why would they want to do a study on that? Because
no, they wouldn't.
They would find out the truth.
But what I'm saying is, no, that's a big part of it. But what I'm saying is, maybe those very people who are funding it want that to be the narrative, because then they're always the eternal victim too. It could work out either way.
It could be. It could absolutely be that they're funding it because they know it's pushing an ideology that's going to keep them. It's going to keep funding Israel, because Israel can always show, like, see, this is why we need America. Like, because to me, it's like, I understand the argument that, like, maybe America shouldn't be sending billions of dollars to Israel.
No.
You know what I mean? I understand that argument.
But
I
they send money
understand
to
criticizing
Gaza,
the
too.
Israeli government. I understand criticizing Benjamin Netanyahu and his decisions and a lot of the things that he's done to prop up Hamas. You know what I mean? But I honestly don't think that they understood how that progressive Marxist ideology was going to push people to side with Hamas. You know what I mean?
Maybe not. Maybe they have an understanding, but maybe they didn't think it was going to switch so fast.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like kind of like I was listening to, Joe Rogan and Tucker today.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy when, like I said, these case studies, right? When you think about, they're talking about vaccination and damage. You know, as far as like kids being over vaccinated.
Yeah.
Because the first thing they'll throw is the things that they've cured, but they don't ever want to spend time on people who are damaged by the vaccine.
Yeah.
So now you take a group of people like the Amish.
Yeah.
And there's very little autism.
Yeah.
In this group they're Americans. So you can't say, well, they live
right.
You know,
they're in
far
a different
away.
country.
No, they're
yeah.
right here.
Right.
But there's certain things that they don't do.
They don't get vaccinated. They don't
vaccinated.
eat what we eat.
Don't eat what we eat.
Yeah.
And so you can't even, as a medical professional, you can't even say, "Hey guys, look, I'm doing some research here.
Yeah.
I'm finding out that these people who have essentially refused all our modern technology don't suffer from this thing that we're suffering from en masse."
Right. Well, remember that during the COVID vaccination thing, like people were pointing out how the Amish
didn't have this problem.
Didn't take the vaccine, and there was only one case of COVID in the whole.
And they're not even sure of that,
Right.
if that was true.
So how does that work?
How does that work? So what I'm saying is, that's the problem with a lot of people is that because things are out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
We tend to not even ask. Yeah, like why? So
Yeah.
why are these universities pushing this hardcore Marxist liberal ideologies?
Yeah.
Why are these things happening? So essentially, a lot of people just don't know that this is happening.
Yeah.
And unless you're tuned in to really look at social media, because none of this stuff is really, you're not going to get to the bottom of this, because if you look at the news, it's clips of it. Really.
Yeah.
So no one is ever going to say, hey, what is happening on university campus that young people, 22, 23, however young they are so immersed in this?
Yeah.
Like what makes them, most of the people probably have never been to Israel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They probably don't even know the full history. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. I mean, the only thing that makes me more curious about like what the funding has to do with it is the fact that once these videos start coming out, people start pulling their funding. Like if you see at all the universities where like once this stuff started coming out, where teachers, faculty members were protesting with
alongside them,
these donors started pulling their funding. So if they really wanted that to happen, they would just stay quiet about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the part of it that's like it's something going on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's always something going on. There's always puppet masters.
Yeah.
They play that long game, dude. You know.
Right. Because
that secret money they're funding secretly.
Yeah, look at Soros.
Yep. Pallets of bricks and things just
during the
appear.
BLM riots,
things like that. You know, that's how these people roll, man.
Yeah. Let me show this clip of this is how they're gonna free Palestine right here. It's so funny, bro. It's just like
stepping.
It's a bunch of LARPing, bro. Like I want to let me show this this lady. Let me show this lady speaking.
What you all are doing here is training ground. It is training ground. The level of organization, have you organized your food? Have you organized your little tents? How you like literally occupied one space and then went to the next one? That is training ground for fighting. And that's what we need. We need fighters. There is no better school than this occupied space. I don't know what the hell they're teaching in those classrooms, but they ain't learning what y'all learning here. This is the classroom.
These people are so privileged, dude.
Dude,
they're so privileged.
It just
you're really fighting. You don't know what real war
That's
is.
what I'm saying.
You don't know.
They're calling for war, but none of them would ever want to step foot on that battlefield.
No. If there was rockets coming there, all of them would be crying. And don't know what to do.
Yep. That's the part. That's why I say they're LARPing. Because she's out there telling them, you're on the battlefield. You're fighting.
Yeah.
By doing step shows out in the grass. You know what I mean? Ordering Uber Eats every 20 minutes, getting it delivered to you guys while you're out there in tents. You know what I mean?
Uncle Denny said, a one-way ticket to Gaza will cure that.
Facts. Yeah, like this is what they're out there. They're out there just having a party. But yeah, Columbia University, and I seen like other colleges are starting to have occupied spaces now too. I know.
This university?
Yeah, it's in New York. Yeah, Columbia, the goddess of freedom.
Yeah. Now it's a goddess of stepping.
Yeah.
Awkward stepping.
Yeah, and now Columbia is boarding up. They're putting up plywood board around everything, trying to stop people from protesting. So all of a sudden we're all for building walls.
Oh.
I guess walls work sometimes.
Because glass is expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man,
it's silly. It's
Yeah. So Joe Biden was asked about it, and they're saying that he had his very fine people moment because he's getting a lot of criticism about his stance on this. He doesn't know how to play it because a lot of his Democratic followers are progressives. They think it's the occupation is that they think that these schools being occupied is cool. They think that protesting Israel is cool.
Well, they told him to do it.
Right.
You told us 4 years ago, do this.
Right. It's
Get out and protest.
Get out and protest.
Cuomo was up there telling everybody you have the right to do it.
Yep. And then who was on CNN saying that it's not supposed to be peaceful?
It was him.
That was Chris Cuomo?
Kamala too.
Yeah.
Chris Cuomo, Don
I think they were all saying that.
Yeah.
Like, protesting doesn't mean it's supposed to be peaceful.
Right.
Now all of a sudden they're like, come on, guys. But yeah, so Joe Biden was asked about it, and they're saying this is his very fine people moment.
Condemn the anti-Semitic protests on college campuses.
I condemn the anti-Semitic protests. That's why I've set up a program to deal with that. I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians and how they're being.
Should the Columbia University president resign?
Right this way. I didn't know that. I'll have to find out more about it.
But yeah, because he said I also condemn those that don't understand what's going on with Palestine. They're saying that's his very fine people moment.
Nancy Pelosi in the back like,
yeah, because a lot of those Democratic donors are Jewish. So he's pissed a lot of people off with that. The difference, I would say, is that Donald Trump then followed up and said, I'm not talking about the white supremacists
but they didn't
and
show that,
neo-Nazis. They need to be condemned completely. That's what Donald Trump followed that up with, the very fine people comment, but they will never show that. But Joe Biden didn't follow that up with, and I'm not talking about the people that are protesting the occupation of Palestine, or, he didn't make the specification. So his was actually worse. But yeah, so he went on to say that. Then I wanted to show this clip because this goes into the border crisis. But this guy brings up Columbia University in this.
that teaches exactly what's happening. It's called the Cloward-Piven strategy. Look it up. Fact check me on this. It was first proposed in 1966 at Columbia University by a professor named Richard Clower. And you know who went to Columbia? Who was taught this curriculum at Columbia? Well, lots of notable presidents, cabinet secretaries, and attorney generals. To name a few, remember 2016, who was president? Oh, Obama. Yeah, he went to Columbia. Madeleine Albright, U.S. Secretary of State. Anthony Blinken, current U.S. Secretary of State. Harold Brown, previous Secretary of Defense. Bill Barr, the previous Attorney General. Eric Holder, the Attorney General before him. And this is just to name a few, right? So what exactly is the Cloward-Piven strategy that they teach there? Well, it's a strategy to speed up the fall and collapse of capitalism by systematically overwhelming the government systems with a flood of impossible demands. And it ends up pushing society into a crisis and an economic collapse in order to, get this, bring down America and the entire capitalist system.
Doesn't it sound like we're on the verge of that right now?
On the verge, we're there.
The way inflation is going right now, the way
10 million people.
Yeah.
Although you did say something interesting, 10 million people, but they're actually looking for jobs.
Right.
So that might not be working out.
Yeah.
They went and they got the most industrious
That
undocumented work.
I will mention that I was in Chicago all last week, and I saw a lot of migrants out there. I saw a lot of them on the streets, and it was sad. Women with toddlers, babies, like sitting out on the streets, but I didn't see them begging for money. Not one of them was begging
This
for
is not
money
working
because
out.
They were asking for jobs.
Yeah.
They were holding signs asking for jobs, asking for work.
Right.
Wow.
They were selling stuff, selling candy, selling gum, selling whatever they could to feed
Water.
I
I've seen that. I've seen that in Philly.
Yeah. So it was different than just seeing a homeless guy begging for money, you know.
Wow.
It'd be funny if like they try to get them on welfare and they're like, no, it's dishonorable.
Yeah.
They're like, what? This is not working.
You're right. But I tell you what I didn't see. I didn't see all those military age men that have been flooding in.
Right. No.
They were not on the streets.
Right.
They are being held up somewhere. They are being housed somewhere.
Waiting for the right moment.
I don't know what's going on with that, but I didn't see not a one.
But don't you think that, that's what I was saying about the case study in universities and just what these modern think tank has done?
Yeah.
Because when you hear political candidates, presidents, Secretary of States have all gone there, it could just be like, that's ironic, dude. And everybody goes for higher education. But what people really don't go into is where ideas and interests converge.
Yeah.
Where, it could also be that they're studious and they all, went to this place and learned, or they're all being indoctrinated by the same philosophies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Why those things can't be true at the same time?
Especially when you name the university Columbia. And it
Right.
just so happened to all go there. And this,
I remember George Carlin. He made he was on Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher years ago, and this is when I was watching this it was in the late '90s. And I remember something that he said that really stood out to me. He's like, when you have people, right?
Yeah.
Go to the same country club, went to the same universities.
Yep.
They've in the same fraternal orders.
Yep.
They share a vested interest with their kids going to certain schools.
A lot of them come from the same bloodline.
Same bloodline. They go to they live in the same neighborhoods.
Yeah.
They attend certain things. He's like, when ideas and interests converge, you get people who have a vested interest in shaping things to suit them. And now they themselves may not even know why they're doing it, but there's people above them. They're handlers, you know what I mean? And they're pushed in a certain direction.
Right.
And I thought about that and I was like, that is totally true.
Yeah.
It is totally true. It's how would all these people have very particular interests?
Yep.
I mean, almost like they're the same people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is regardless of race, sexuality, religion. They're all part of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when you really think about it, you're like, wow, yeah, that is true. They're all going to the same country clubs. They're all in the same fraternities. They're all, and maybe variations of that.
Yeah.
They're all chasing this type of degree, they need to be leaders.
Yeah, and status and this high society, the class that they want to be accepted into.
Right. Right. So that was interesting to me. And I think a lot of people don't think on that. It just seems like, wow, this person have achieved a lot.
Right.
You know
But that's
I mean?
what we're indoctrinated into thinking. Like, oh, it's just higher education. They don't understand that a lot of these people are picked to be in these certain circles.
Right.
And what do they do to get in there? They probably sell their souls.
Right.
somehow.
Or they're groomed or brought up
groomed big
into
time.
it. You know,
Big time.
They don't even realize they're selling their soul. They
Yeah.
feel like that they're just being selected, like the dude that the CIA.
That's a
guy.
great point. Yeah, you feel special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even when you're being diddled.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
On that same line, talking about the migrants, talking about this guy bringing up how all these people were indoctrinated in Colombia to this system that he talked about bringing down America. I saw this on X where they were distributing these flyers. It says flyers distributed at NGO in Mexico encouraging illegals to vote for President Biden. So I'm gonna bring this up. I don't know, like this is something that I'm seeing on X. People have been sharing this around, but it's literally a flyer going around telling people to come to the country and vote for Biden.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come in the country. This was found in Mexico, you said?
Yeah, in Mexico. Mom, you want to read this and translate?
I'm about to go to Mexico and ask people, have you seen flyers?
I can't even see it.
You can't see it? No? How about now?
El centro de...
You're supposed to be translating.
I'm trying to figure out what it's saying.
Because, you know, somebody could be completely just making it up, but this is what they're saying.
Where you at, babe?
You're just reading it in Spanish.
I'm trying to get the ones that I can understand so I can say it in English.
You're messing up her train of thought. Recordatorio.
I'm about to just use Google Translate.
Yeah, it's saying that they're going to give them the documents and everything so they can vote for Biden.
Well,
Do you trust that?
I mean, it could be. I trust the person that tweeted it. Yeah. So this was tweeted by Oversight Project.
Thank you, Biden.
Biden appointee who recently was impeached by the House for enforcing border laws is a former board member of this company. So the guy, so Mayorkas, who just got impeached for his horrible border laws, was a board member of the company that's putting those flyers out.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you know, this stuff would be very hard to happen to do if there were really people who love this country because they're bought into a system. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
they're buying into these ideologies. That's when I say governmental agents and stuff. Because you're so happy to have that title and that job that you think you're doing something special, and you're not. You're destroying this country.
Yep.
Because to you, it's political loyalty or whatever it is, but you don't see the long-term effect.
Yeah.
You know?
But think about it. They're letting them so many in at the same time right before the election.
Yeah, and they don't care.
They're giving them money and they're giving them, so they're going to go, oh, Biden is taking care of us. We're going to vote for him.
And
they're not allowed to vote, but they're going to let them.
We don't. They don't want us to even think about that. They want
unless
us to
it
care about
backfires on them and they start voting Republican. What they don't understand is there's a lot of conservatives.
Right. Then they'll be trying to
Get
change
them
the
outta
rules.
here.
They'll be like, we can't have illegals voting. You'll see the whole story changing. But this is the House reps. This speech in the House was crazy because they don't want us to care about our border. Listen to this.
Some say, well, we have to deal with our border first. The Ukrainian-Russian border is our border. It's the border between depraved autocracy and freedom-loving people seeking our democratic way of life. Do we have a stake in that outcome? Yes. Undeniably yes. Will we rise to the occasion? Will we stand shoulder to shoulder with our Ukrainian brothers and sisters who for 1,151 days have been holding off the depraved, thuggish dictator Vladimir Putin, who has respected no norms of warfare? He's targeted children in hospitals and schools. He's bombed apartment blocks, killing thousands.
Aren't they accusing Israel of the same things though? Like, isn't it funny how like he doesn't want us to think about our border? The Ukraine border is our border,
right? Yeah. Well, because he can ask us for billions of dollars, which his donors are going to get,
right?
His special interest,
and it gets funneled back to his campaign,
right?
Gets funneled back to his causes, and he gets,
yeah. Do you think Ukraine is actually getting that type of money? No, they're not getting that.
Nope. And this is them in the house. This is them. Look at this. Look at this. Like, what are we doing, guys? We got so much going on in this country.
But that's what I was saying. When these people have all the same interests and commonalities, they're gonna see things their way. That's it.
You guys are sounding like Candazones.
So we're not married to rich British men. So
yeah. And meanwhile, look, this is what's going on at our border. Again, look at all these.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
It's a bunch of Asians.
Yeah. All men.
All men.
All men. Some older, some younger, but all men. Here's one lady. But yeah, and again, I didn't see these men in Chicago where they're being bused to. I didn't see them walking around out on the street with their kids.
Where?
Yeah, what is going on, man? What is going on? Dan, did you hear about the guy that lit himself on fire?
No.
Yeah, I heard that.
Guy lit himself on fire apparently outside of the Trump Supreme Court case that was going on.
Like, well, come on, you're gonna light yourself on fire for Trump?
Let's watch this though, because this
I've
is
seen
interesting.
better fake burn victims on Grey's Anatomy. Now, obviously, I can't put the footage up, but it's all over X how they put him on the stretcher and wheeled him into the back of an ambulance. Someone who's fully engulfed in flames would have second and third degree burns, which means your skin's literally falling off.
Here we go. Let's look at the footage of them putting him on the stretcher. This guy apparently set himself on fire. Like, look how they just grab him. No burn blanket, no, like, nothing. They just... And people were posting, like, close-up pictures of the dude. Let me see if there's any in here.
Why? Why, though? Why did he say he burned himself?
Because it was protesting.
He was Was he protesting for or against?
No, I think it was for, and that's why they're putting it up there so they could say this crazy man. See, he's protesting.
Oh, here's the picture. So you set yourself on fire, but none of your hair burns up, and you just look gray, like someone just covered you in gray. I don't know.
Can we find out exactly why he did it?
Let me see. Let's look it up.
It does look a little fake.
I mean, seriously, if you burn just of your hair, everything will be singed.
Yeah. Wouldn't he be screaming like when they pick him up?
So the NBC News says total disbelief. Friend shocked by man setting himself on fire. Blah blah blah. When Doug Johnson received the text that his friend over a decade had died after setting himself on fire in New York City. Okay, but why did he do it? According to police, he walked into the center of the park where protesters were allowed to cross the street from courthouse, opened a backpack and threw numerous pamphlets on the ground. He then pulled out a canister, poured a liquid accelerant on himself, and lit himself on fire, and then fell to the ground.
Did anybody see it?
No.
They said he was a troubled man. Trump is with Biden, and they're about to do a fascist coup. I don't know. Who knows why he did it? I mean, so some stunt man set himself on fire.
I don't believe none of that
you
stuff
know
anymore.
what I'm saying? It's so cool.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like this is just government agents doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And trying to make it look like something else, because even the way they're handling him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't handle a burn victim
You
like
had
that.
Nothing like.
And then they said he died.
Freaking one dropped him
Just
in there.
picked him up and dropped him on a stretcher.
They themselves may not even be. They could just be agents too.
Right. They could just have on uniforms.
Yeah.
But again, like, there's no. What would be the first thing to burn up? Your hair. It would be completely gone. You set
he would be
yourself on
screaming.
fire. Yeah.
Because you can't pick up. Listen, if you have 3rd-degree burn, we've all had a blister from grabbing something hot.
Yes.
If you pop that thing, the salt from other people's sweat and touching you, even when your own skin touches, it burns. You
Yeah.
grab somebody and plop them like that, their skin is falling off.
It would be falling off. Yeah.
Then they'd be screaming. You hear the siren.
Wait. They have.
No, those were.
Oh.
That was something else. I was trying to see if there was any.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no video. We live in a world of cell phones all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
And believe you me, a guy like that, if he really wants attention, he would want everybody to see that.
Right.
He'd be, I'm going to go behind these bushes and light myself right here.
Yeah.
Nobody capture this.
People are setting up tripods when they do squats at the gym.
Come
He
on,
wouldn't
man.
have set up a.
Come
He
on
wouldn't
now.
set up a live
It's all
stream.
optical. That's what I'm
Come
saying.
on.
It's like I feel like a lot of this stuff is, I think it's a lot of agents that are doing this stuff, and
A lot
it's
of
just
Asians?
agents, government agents.
Yeah,
I don't want to say specific, because I don't want to be flagged, but I feel these are government agents.
Don't flag us.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything about it, dude. I don't see any.
Yep. Who is he?
Yeah.
And they said he died, right? Please. Oh, thanks.
He's not even real.
The whole
MK
point of that
Ultra.
is that a crazy man did this for Trump. End
Right.
of story.
Right.
Who is he? Don't worry about it.
He's a crazy guy, and so is anyone who would support Trump.
This is what they're doing.
Yeah. Man set himself on fire. So I guess this is the only footage of it.
Let's see.
So look at how he's on fire, right? How is your hair not burnt up? All your clothes.
That's that fire was that big. Where is he at though?
I think there's a blur right here.
He wearing a suit.
That's what I'm saying. They look like there's a blur right here. So I guess he's in this area right here.
I do hear that, but
Yeah. But apparently this is the guy.
Peter Thiel started a bank run. I did 1,500 hours of research, and I learned all their rotten secrets. The big one is that cryptocurrency is history's first planetary, multi-trillion-dollar Ponzi scheme. That's an economic doomsday device. And when that Ponzi
dude's an
goes
agent,
insolvent...
Bro,
Ponzi
come
goes-
on, man.
You'll get
Come on.
that dude's an agent. That dude is not no regular dude.
Let me see. Someone made a video involving Tom Hanks in this. Where is it? I gotta see it. I saw. Oh, here it is.
I'm sure you guys.
What's her name? Angie.
At this point, I'm sure you guys have heard about this self-proclaimed dipshit who lit himself on fire. Yeah, the media wants us to know that it was outside of the Trump trial, outside of the Trump trial, outside of the Trump trial. It also wants us to know that Trump is a fascist. See how it's written in red? I was scrolling through his Instagram, and I was going through all of these different life in hell, and I got to this one. The collapse is crypto. They are lying. We are free. Okay. The collapse is crypto, and I zoom in. Tom Hanks? What's Tom Hanks's name doing at the top of this? Could it be any of this stuff or that stuff or this stuff? I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. But it smells, bro. Like, come on. Like all of the.
Go back to that video.
Okay.
That's actually a real fire victim.
Which one?
The one you just.
This one right here?
They would pull that guy. I saw that this morning.
Oh, okay.
That's actually a real fire victim. That guy crashed 71, and they're pulling him out of that car.
Do they show the guy when they pull him out?
I can't remember if they did. They're trying to get him out. He knocked himself out. He's unconscious. That's the guy.
Yeah,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can see him.
But I'm saying, look at those people.
Yeah.
Strangers randomly.
No one
helping
went
him.
to help that guy.
Just plop that guy like a piece of chicken. Boop.
But even like when he was on fire, no one ran up to help the dude.
Right.
They just watched it. Yeah. But they want us to believe that a fire could collapse 2 buildings and then one on the side, but it can't burn a dude's hair up.
Conspiracy.
Oh, yeah. But,
Agents.
yeah, it's crazy, man. Crazy. All right. Let's get into I'll do one. Let me see. So we got videos of Trump and Biden voters. Oh man, they were on Morning Joe scared because all these Biden voters were talking about how they weren't going to vote for Biden because he's been terrible on the economy. And these were Democrats. But I'm going to play this video before we get out of here. Just this to wrap it up for all of these young people that want to be followers. You know what I mean? Because anytime culture tells you something is the hot new thing, these kids see stuff on social media and they just want to follow. But this is about Prime.
Prime is now getting sued, and you should be seriously concerned if you had any Prime since it released. So Prime is now going through a new lawsuit after it was discovered that their drink has PFOs, which is forever chemicals. But what's really concerning is the fact that the lawyer who tested their drink is claiming it has 3 times the amount of forever chemicals a human can safely have in their lifetime. And the lawsuit is claiming they found these forever chemicals in the grape-flavored Prime drink. However, also seems like other flavors might also have these chemicals because other Prime flavors are being tested. And we're going to find out after the lawsuit is approved. One lawyer on TikTok actually spoke about this and said he had a 10-year-old and his mother talked to him about how her son got leukemia after drinking Prime. Now knowing that Prime contains these chemicals, it's very much likely because of it. These chemicals are known to cause cancers and deteriorate your health since they're forever chemicals and your body can't get rid of them. Prime has 3 times the amount of these chemicals a person should have in their lifetime, which is insanely concerning, and all we can do is hope that Prime doesn't contain any of these chemicals, which might be unlikely. So if you still drink Prime or have any, make sure you dispose of all of it until we find out what's going on with Logan's drink.
Wasn't Ryan Garcia talking trash on Prime?
He was, but then he came out today and he was like, "Oh, I just made the whole thing up." And
really,
I was trolling.
Wow, really?
He backpedaling on that.
Backpedaling on that, but I mean, maybe there is. Is there a lawsuit? Let's see. I
didn't even know what Prime was.
You didn't know? You never heard of Prime?
I thought we were talking about Amazon Prime.
Guys are boomers, man. Yeah, you don't see Prime in all the stores.
No,
it's supposed to be a Gatorade replacement. Logan Paul is I think he owns.
Oh, that's why they said Logan.
Yeah, he owns like 20% of the company. Him and another who KSI. Yeah. They own they own like stake in the company, so they blew it up all over social media and like, all the kids just been swearing by it. Like they have energy drinks, they have like sports drinks, and they've been drinking it. Oh, okay. USA Today: Prime energy sports drinks contain PFAs and excessive caffeine. Class action suit says so. There is a lawsuit for that. YouTubers Logan Paul and KSI founded Prime Hydration in 2022, and while their products have been increasingly popular and profitable, the company continues to face class action suits over the ingredients in their energy sports drinks. Prime Hydration's LLC was sued April 8th in the Southern District of New York over misleading and deceptive practices regarding the company's 12-ounce energy drinks containing between 215 and 225 milligrams of caffeine as opposed to the advertised 200 milligrams, according to the class action suit. Lara Vera, a Poughkeepsie, New York resident, filed the suit in federal court on behalf of herself and others who bought the Prime products across the U.S. The complaint says that Vera purchased Prime, blah, 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 blah. Where does it get into the PFAs? That's... independent third-party testing determined the presence of PFA chemicals in Prime Hydration's grape flavor, according to a class action suit filed August 2nd, 2023 in the Northern District of California by Milberg Law Firm on behalf of Elizabeth Castillo and others similarly affected. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so... Yeah, apparently Prime is... full of chemicals. Should anyone be shocked by this?
Right.
Like, you should not be. I don't think you should be drinking that anyway. So,
It's not tested before it goes into the market.
It should be. It should be
for all that.
I can't believe Ryan Garcia backpedaled on the Prime thing. Because I heard him talking
because, Logan Paul was like, all right, here's a couple milli.
Maybe.
He didn't necessarily say Prime. He was just saying he was on a thing saying he made the whole thing up. Like, not about Prime. The whole trolling. People thought he was like mentally disturbed. Like, he was just like, I trolled everybody. Because remember, he had this fight this weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, they were saying he missed weight. And so he was just today describing that. He was like, I was just trolling everybody,
Okay.
So I don't
but
know.
that wasn't about the Prime thing? Because he always talks about how don't drink Prime. It's terrible for you. It's got
No, he
full
didn't
of
specifically
chemicals.
mention Prime.
Okay.
But he was saying that everything, I mean, he was just saying that everything he said was more to make people think he's crazy.
Okay. That's weird.
He was talking about like rituals in the woods and all
I
that.
saw him talking about all that
What
stuff.
is this guy talking about?
So he said he was trolling about that? He said he was at Bohemian Grove and he saw...
Yeah, he said he was trolling.
Yeah.
That's weird. Because I saw him...
That's the dude that fought
Devin Haney this weekend.
Yeah.
The Spanish guy.
Because I saw him talking about like why he doesn't like Logan Paul because, he criticized him for talking about child sex trafficking and, why would you criticize that? Why would you be afraid to speak out against that? So he really doesn't believe any of that?
He didn't specifically say he doesn't believe it. He just basically was saying that all his antics pertaining to this fight was more him trolling.
Okay.
And, so I don't know if he means it or not,
Right, right.
Because he's on Patrick Bet David.
That's where I saw him talking about Prime on Patrick Bet David. So
Well,
this
is a new one.
Yeah, yeah. So on that interview, he was talking about why he says you shouldn't drink it because it's horrible for you. It's killing you.
Right.
So,
Maybe it could be.
Yeah.
But I know I just saw him saying, I was trolling. I got everybody to believe I was crazy. And
yeah.
Did you hear about, I know everybody heard about toothpaste.
Yeah.
It's horrible for you. It messes up your brain cells, everything. It's horrible.
Yeah, well, we know fluoride. We know what fluoride does.
Yeah.
And
but that's crazy because I didn't even, we're all ignorant with that. We were using it. But after so many years, I started using baking soda and coconut oil.
Yeah.
But I'm already in my 60s. I started that
you're a kid, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, did I send y'all the video where they did those studies on rats, or somebody sent that to us? Jake sent that earlier, I think. They did that study on rats where they were showing how like Alzheimer's and these type of brain dementia and stuff is more linked to like diabetes of the brain based off of high sugar diets throughout our lives now, instead of like just
what we thought it was.
What we thought it was, yeah. It's like our diets are creating that. They tested it on mice, And as these mice were on these basically standard American diets, they started to lose.
Yeah, deteriorate.
Yeah, they started to lose brain function, which is interesting, man. We so many things that we just do without thinking, or that we think is normal, or we're told is normal. We trust these agencies, you know. And now Ben Shapiro says we shouldn't ask questions. You know, did you guys see that clip where he's like, if you're just pretending like you're asking questions when you don't want to know the answer, like, dude. And then Jeremy Boring puts a tweet up like, anyone who thinks the moon landing is fake or questions Building 7 is un-American. Did you guys see that?
No.
Yeah.
I don't follow either of them.
Yeah, I follow that stuff just to like see their takes on stuff. But dude,
How are you un-American? How are we supposed to just put our trust in a government that has?
They lied to us about so many things.
Yes.
I mean, it's on the record.
It's on
Operation
the record
Northwood, the Gulf of Tonkin, the Tuskegee experiments.
We're supposed to just trust all that,
right? The whole Bay of Pigs thing, everything that we know that they blatantly tried to manipulate, Operation Mockingbird, the fact that they brought the Nazis in to build the space program here, like things that they lied about paperclip for years and denied it. So,
yeah, and the reason they can is because none of the people who are involved, they're all dead and they're never held accountable.
Yeah.
So, in 50 years from now, 60 years, 100 years, maybe we'll know. But
we'll get some journal that Fauci was keeping.
Right, right.
Fauci.
Yeah.
They made me do it.
Oh, you're gonna crack up. Now
What?
that you mentioned Fauci. This is definitely conspiracy theory.
Okay.
They show
She had to throw that in there.
They showed Mother Teresa and they put Fauci right next to her, and they look just alike. Like
That's her son.
Yeah. They put his face on top of her face, and it was like, wow.
Mother Teresa. I don't even think it's her son. They're the same person. I take you one level deeper. Take you one level. She never really died.
In a world where one man.
He developed a serum that keeps him alive.
Yeah.
He has a doctorate degree, but doesn't practice medicine.
You're right. But yeah. So anyway, let's wrap it up there, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate everyone for joining us this evening as we travel down the road of conspiracies. Started with wedding stories and ended with Fauci is Mother Teresa. So
Speaking of that, just comment late. The song that we picked was a Van Morrison song called "Someone Like You," which is a beautiful song.
Okay. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, but anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button, share the video, support what we do. Go to patreon.com/youngliontv. Sign up to become a member over there. Or you can head on over to our website, jatan.com, for our band stuff, where you will get all of our shows. You can get our merch, which we have a whole bunch of new designs up there that are available for those who want to purchase, and show the world that you're grateful. When you wear this shirt, man, it could change someone's mood. When they're feeling stressed or feeling down and they see that word grateful on you, it can just change someone's mood like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about, being grateful no matter what. But yeah, go on over there, get some merch, or you could just throw some money to the Cash App if you want to support the cause. It's $youngliontv. But other than that, man, thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you guys next week, man. Peace.
Young lion, go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has room, yeah. Go and fight.